Hello. In this video, we're going to go through the extra help section for 5.2.3, which is on page 2. And I'm going to go through two problems for you for this. So for this first one, we want to first make sure everything's on the same side, and then we set this equal to 0. And in this problem, I can see everything for the quadratic is on the same side. It's all on the right, but I need to set it equal to 0. So we're going to do 0 equals x squared minus 6x minus 27. And now we're going to identify our A, B, and C. So for this one, we have our A is 1. And actually, before I do that, I should make sure that I don't have a GCF. And if I look here, since this value is 1, I do not have a GCF. I can't pull out anything bigger than a 1. So I'm good to find my A, B, and C. So A is 1. B is negative 6, and C is negative 27. Make sure you pull the negatives with them so that you get the right answer. And now I want to make my t-chart to see what my factors are. So in my t-chart, I want numbers that multiply to C, so multiply to negative 27, and add to B, so add to negative 6. And I'm going to use my calculator to help me find all of the numbers that multiply to negative 27. So I have negative 27 divided by 1. So I get positive 1 and negative 27. And then change the signs. So negative 1, positive 27. Now negative 27 divided by 2 doesn't work. Negative 27 divided by 3 is negative 9, so 3 and negative 9, and then negative 3 and positive 9. Divided by 4 doesn't work. Divided by 5 doesn't work. Divided by 6 doesn't work. Divided by 7 doesn't work. Divided by 8 doesn't work. And then I was about to do 9, but 9's already on my list. So this is my complete list of everything that multiplies to negative 27. Now I need to find out which of these adds to negative 6. So 1 plus negative 27 is negative 26. You can also type these in a calculator if you want. That's not it. Oh, there it is. So we needed negative 6, and this is negative 6. So this is the pair that I need. Be really careful because we were looking for negative 6. This one's going to end up being positive 6, so don't let it throw you off. So this is our pair. We're going to write that in our factored form. So 0 equals x plus 3 and x minus 9. And then we're just going to break these into its pieces equal to 0. So x plus 3 equals 0, and x minus 9 equals 0. If I subtract 3 from both sides, I get negative 3. If I add 9 to both sides, I get 9. And I just want to make sure I write these as coordinate points because these are intercepts. So I need to write this as negative 3, 0, and 9, 0. And these are my two x-intercepts. So these are the two that multiply. This is what I got when I multiplied negative 27, added a negative 6, and then set them equal to 0. Be very careful that you don't assume these numbers are your answers because you'll see my answer is actually negative 3, not positive 3. And this one is 9 and not negative 9. So make sure you actually set them equal to 0 and solve. So let's do this other one. We just have a couple initial steps to do before we can do what we just did in this problem. And that's the first thing is this is not equal to 0. We have this thing on the other side, this negative 4. So I need to start by adding 4 to both sides. Because I need everything on the same side. So I'm going to get 2n squared minus 20n plus 48 equals 0. Now I'm going to see if I have a GCF. And a little hint for you is if there is a number out front here, That's probably your GCF, this number. So all I need to do is decide if I can divide everything by 2. If I can, that's my GCF. If I can't, then I have to stop factoring and do the quadratic formula. But if I see here 20 can be divided by 2 and 48 can be divided by 2, so that is my GCF. So I'm going to go ahead and divide that out. So I have my GCF out front, and then divide everything by 2. So I get n squared minus 10n plus 24. So if you have an A value, that's probably your GCF. Test it. If it works, then keep factoring. If it doesn't work, you have to use the quadratic formula. So now I'm going to do the same process with this t-chart, but my A, B, and C are from inside the parentheses. I don't care about this 2 anymore. So I'm going to try to find numbers that multiply to my C and add to my B inside parentheses. So my A is 1, my B is negative 10, my C is 24. So I'm going to find numbers that multiply to 24 and add to negative 10. It may be helpful for you to pause the video now and try this on your own to see if you're heading in the right direction. So filling out this table and then getting to the answer. I'm going to go pretty quickly through this part just to save some time. So my factors should be 1 and 24 and the opposites, 2 and 12 and the opposites, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. And the ones that add up to negative 10 are negative 4 and negative 6. Be very careful when you get to 2 and 12. A lot of people are like, oh, 2 and 12 can make 10, but only if they're opposite signs. And you can see 2 and positive 12, those are 14, and then this one would be negative 14. So just don't get caught up in that mistake. And now, once we have our factors, we're going to write this in factored form. So n minus 4, n minus 6, and then break it apart. So we're going to break this apart and set these both equal to 0. I don't care about the GCF once I do that. So I have n minus 4 equals 0 and n minus 6 equals 0. And for both of these, I'm adding on both sides. So adding 4 on both sides gives me 4. Adding 6 gives me 6. And I want to write these as coordinate points. So 4, 0, and 6, 0. And those are my x-intercepts, my zeros, my roots, my solutions.